Hello and welcome to another edition of the Hornet Report. I'm Caroline Gates.
And I'm Luke Lograno. Caroline, we missed your last episode, but I'm happy to have you back.
I missed you too, Luke, but what is on your face?
This? It's the playoff beard. It's the NHL postseason, best time of the year.
Well, I hope the Rangers lose soon.
That was kind of hurtful. What do we have in store this week?
On this episode, Mike Giordano attended Eco Night looking to help Holmdel go green. And Richie Jablonski takes a look at Mike Chen's senior season on the tennis court and his quest to repeat as state champion. That's where we begin the show.
Thanks, Caroline. The spring sports season is winding down here at HHS. And with that, all eyes on the tennis court are on Mike Chen, who's gunning for a rare feat, winning back-to-back state singles titles. For more on Mike, we go to Richie Jablonski.
Thanks, Luke. Mike Chen is once again grabbing the headlines this season. And I was able to meet up with the defending state singles tennis champ to talk about his very accomplished career on the hard court. When did you first start playing tennis?
I started playing tennis at 5. My parents introduced me to the sport.
And as they say, the rest was history. Mike now returns to defend his state singles championship, which he won last year as a junior.
Winning it all takes his cake. It was in front of all my teammates, friends, and family, and being able to upset the 1 seed in the finals really made it a special moment for me.
Do you think he has a chance at winning it all again?
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be tougher this year. People are going to be gunning for him because he won it last year. There's a couple other kids that didn't play in the state singles last year that are playing it this year that are very good players. So it's definitely not going to be easy to repeat. And that's why not many people have ever repeated to win it.
But before he became a New Jersey state champion and got his face on the cover of a local magazine, Mike dedicated countless hours on the tennis court.
It's been a lot of hard work. It's like countless weekends of practice and so many different tournaments, and I've been all across the country playing.
He's here every day. He comes to every match, practices hard, works hard at his game. He's been everything you could ask for in a player. Works hard, plays hard. Well, I think physically he's made a big difference. He was kind of shorter freshman year, was mostly a baseliner, but now he's got a lot taller the last 2 years. So he's developed a bigger game and a bigger serve, which has really, made him one of the elite players in the state now.
What college will you be attending to play tennis next year?
I will be attending Georgetown University to play Division I tennis.
And what made you choose Georgetown?
I visited the school, and I really felt a great bond with the teammate and the coaches, and the facilities were really nice, and there's obviously a great education, so that's what came together into my process of choosing it.
Good luck to Mike on the rest of the season, and we hope you can bring home another state championship. Also in Holmdel sports, congratulations to our boys and girls track teams. They both were able to take down Rumson Fairhaven for the division title. The boys had a final score of 96-44, and our girls pulled through with a score of 71-69. Speaking of champions, our girls golf team placed fourth in states, giving them a spot to compete in the state finals. Congratulations, girls. And finally, another congratulations to Will Van Name for being nominated to receive baseball's 2015 Best Player in the Shore Award. Please vote for Will at nj.com. Every vote counts. The links are in your emails for those who need it. And well, that's all the sports we have for this episode. I'm Richie Jablonski, and signing off to the Hornet Report.
Thanks, Richie, and best of luck, Mike. In other news, the HHS Eco Club held its annual Eco Night recently. The featured guest was a former Nobel Prize winner. Mike Giordano reports.
Eco Night is a fun-filled and educational event where members of the club and special guests come to speak about saving the environment. Let's go take a look. The highlight of the night was an interview with Dr. Wilson, an astrophysicist awarded with the Nobel Prize for his discovery of cosmic microwave background radiation.
It basically gives us a picture of the universe 280,000 years after the Big Bang, and we're now 13.8 billion years later. So it's the earliest picture of the universe we have.
He also shared with us his ideal alternative for our energy crisis.
I think the technology we have that could be used to make energy without CO2 is nuclear power. We have to think much more carefully, but I think that may be our best bet for really clean energy.
Members of the Eco Club, such as Dan Gulko and Matt Conlon, helped coordinate the event and invited other community green groups.
Some things that we do at home, like all of you guys, I hope we, of course, recycle. We TerraCycle, which is the recycling of the chip bags and wrappers that you can't typically just throw into the recycling bin. We practice composting, and you can use it for your fertilizer, for your, like if you're growing plants or flowers or any types of vegetables. And that's another plus to that.
Here at the water tasting station, We have half our cups filled with bottled water and half our cups filled with tap water. And basically we want people to try them both just to prove the point that both of them taste the same. If not, tap water tastes better.
I think the first one that I drank was bottled water. Am I correct?
No, you're actually wrong. That would be the tap water. They taste the same at equal temperatures.
Actually, I think tap water tastes better.
That would be true.
Thank you, Tomas, for having me. Back to you guys at the studio.
Thanks, Mike. And if Mike Giordano says tap water's better, I know what I'm drinking. Standardized tests are a part of everyone's high school experience. And for the first time ever, Holmdel High School took part in the PARCC testing. However, with this new test, the school's schedule got a little crazy. I had the opportunity to ask around and see what everyone thought of this new test.
What are your overall thoughts on PARCC?
I hated it. I thought it was ridiculous, and I didn't try.
It was a waste of time. No one was taking it seriously. It was impossible, especially the math part. It's not worth it.
It made it really tough to study for the AP test. I know that AP US History, we didn't have enough time to cover all the material we'd like to. And a couple of the other AP classes reported similar issues with not having enough time to get all the work in.
The questions really weren't about stuff that we were learning at the time, and some of the stuff wasn't material we covered yet.
It was just kind of a waste of time. It was kind of pointless.
For the math was hard. We didn't learn half the stuff on that at all, so I just guessed.
I've heard some pretty crazy stories about the PARCC test. Have you heard any of these?
Well, for the essays, I know people were writing pretty ridiculous stuff. I don't think anybody wrote an essay seriously. I think they tried to compete to write the most ridiculous essay.
I heard one girl wrote her entire essay in Italian, but I don't know if that's true or not.
Well, I know a certain person who wrote the lyrics to the musical as their essay, so that's pretty interesting.
Luke, I bet you loved PARCC because you didn't have to take it.
This was definitely the best 6 weeks of the school year, yep.
Well, that does it for this episode. For the Hornet Report, I'm Caroline Gates.
And I'm Luke Lograno. Be sure to join us next time where, as always, we'll bring you the week's best at HHS.